Hi, I'm Dr. Lexi Lane with Summit Vitality, and today I am interviewing a family with some kids, busy lifestyle, and it's really important to them to have home cooked meals. And so we're going to ask them a few questions on how they make it work. So if you don't mind going ahead and introducing yourselves.
Sure. I'm Susan.
And I'm George.
And how many kids do you guys have?
We have two kids that are 14 and 16.
Okay, and what activities are they involved in?
One is involved in competitive soccer, so she has practice multiple days a week and games on the weekend, often away, so we're busy with that schedule.
The other's in orchestra, in venture scouting, so she's got meetings every day.
And you're a competitive soccer player. Does that child have like private lessons as well, or obviously they've got practices? And
She does an extra exercise program 2 days a week in addition to that. So
okay, all right, and of course on top of school and etc.
Yes.
Right? And you guys are both working parents, right?
Yes.
Great, awesome. Well, it sounds like you guys are super busy. How do you guys make cooking at home work?
Well, we have to plan ahead. That's key. His schedule was a little bit unique from most dads. He works at a hospital and he's there sometimes for 24-hour stretch. So getting to and from and trying to get meals in and all that takes a little bit of effort in planning. So we have to know who's working when and who's got to be where when. So knowing your schedule in advance is key.
Okay, what else?
So we often make meals that can last several days as well, so that I'm not having to last minute try to pull something together based on when somebody has to be somewhere. So if I can make something, say in the crock pot or the pressure cooker, that will last 2 to 3 days, that's often helpful. So we can have the main meal that lasts those days, but I can vary my sides. So a different vegetable every day or some variation to that effect, that helps.
We have a cooking in bulk day, and so but if your schedules are changing, do you mentioned knowing your schedule, so do you have to have a flexible cooking in bulk day, or is it just kind of this organic, whatever's happening in the week?
No, we're pretty flexible. So like when I'm working, he can pick up the slack and either reheat what we've already made or he
Or I'll
makes his
make my
own
own
thing.
thing.
But
We'll keep it simple,
yeah,
nothing elaborate.
right. And the key to part of that is just having all your staples available too. So you need to have your milks, your butters, your vegetables, all the things that you could last minute try to pick up a meal, because oftentimes it's by the fly. So if I don't have time to go to the grocery store, if I have things at home, we may have breakfast for a meal one day. We might have eggs and pancakes, whatever I have available. We can usually whip up something without having to go out to eat. Although we do go out to eat, but it's just not as often as maybe other people do.
Right, and you had mentioned earlier, you sometimes will actually have breakfast type food for dinner because that's just what you have on hand. So there's almost a flexibility in terms of your staples and being creative to whatever you can have.
Right.
So what happens whenever you make something and somebody doesn't want to eat it?
Too bad. I'm not a short order cook. We made that clear from the get-go. So
if we make
you don't
it,
like
you
it, you go hungry.
Yeah, awesome. Great. Do you have any other how do you make it work bullet points?
Just the teamwork.
We have to be on the
That's
same
it.
page. Like I said, they don't always like what we cook, but it's there. Choose to eat it or not, but we're all on the same page.
Great, awesome. Great, thank you so much for sharing some of those top tips on how you make it work. I'm just curious, sometimes when you choose a certain lifestyle, it can feel like it's a little bit out of the norm in terms of what's happening out culturally. And so I just was curious on why it's important to you to have home-cooked meals.
I think they get the best nutritious option when we cook at home because we're using whole ingredients. We're not feeding them processed food, which is probably a lot of what you get when you go out to eat. And it's less expensive. I mean, we don't want to rack up the credit card bill with constant eating out, which is not hard to do because it's quite expensive to eat out for 4 people, especially when they're not eating off the kids menu anymore. They're eating regular adult sized meals.
And there's important to eat as a family, I think. Eat around the table.
And do you guys actually do that? Do you
Yeah.
We
make
do.
Yeah.
I mean, we eat probably earlier than most other families too, just because they do have a lot of activities. So we eat with the cotton tops, as we call it. We eat at 5 o'clock most days.
5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So which means that you're having to maybe use those leftover meals to have that prepared and ready to go.
That's right.
Yeah. And in terms of the leftover meals, is it the same thing each time?
No, it's not the same thing, but there's a varied variety of standard meals that I know they like that they'll eat. They like certain chicken dishes that I make. They like the chili. I make homemade strombolis that they like. So some of those things can last a few days, and they're still good to eat after eating them the first time.
Yeah.
So
Wonderful. So if you're watching this video, you might be a family that this concept of cooking meals at home is maybe a new concept for you, or whole food cooking might be a new concept. So just in summary, or any final parting pieces of advice that you can share with them.
keep it simple. Know your schedule and
Teamwork.
be on the same page.
Okay, so teamwork, keep it simple, and be on the same page. And I liked also that you said knowing the schedule. I think that's a really helpful one too for families. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much, and hope you enjoy Naturopathic Medicine Week.